Alright, Shalom Israel. Our praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai always. You know, from the depths of the ocean to the heights of the heavens. Kal Halayam La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world called God, Jehovah, Yahweh. The correct name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai is a pure Hebrew name for the one who the world called Jesus Christ. Nobody no name so. It is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the Anointed. To the men of Great Millstone pushing the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth, as always, Shalom. To the men, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, I give double honors. And to the Aqua, that will be your sisters who believe, Shalom. And this one is entitled, Pray Not to Miss the Chariot. Right? Pray not to miss the chariots. Because the deliverance of Israel, right, which we know the true Israelites today are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and we also have Israelites scattered among the heathens that look like heathens. You understand? So we even have our people looking like Chinese, looking like white people, looking like Africans, so-called, because those are just, worldly titles, worldly names for those for races of people, right? Because we know the true biblical name for the so-called white race is Esau Edom. True biblical name for the Chinese are the Moabites. The so-called Africans, they will be the Hamites. You know what I mean? But yeah, don't want to deviate too much. But fact of the matter is the deliverance, Israel's deliverance in these last days will supersede the crossing of the Red Sea. You know what I mean? And it's going to be far more unorthodox than what the average man or people claiming to know the Bible, what they think the return of Yahweh Shai is going to play out to be. You know what I mean? You get the meaning of the word unorthodox. That's what the salvation is going to be like. Very unorthodox. All right. Unorthodox. All right, so it means unusual, unconventional, or idiosyncratic. Unconventional, not adhering to conventional or accepted standards, out of the ordinary. Exactly. You see that? Because, as a matter of fact, let's just get Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. I'm going to read from verse 1. And it reads, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the straightness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they have looked for. Because you see, at the end of the day, we know that, although we can't point on anybody and say you will be saved, you will not be saved, but we know that the true worshippers of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will be teaching a particular doctrine, one of which, the main part of which, we are the Israelites. Salvation is for the Israelites only, and everything else, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. We have certain men teaching that right now on the highways and the byways, and those men, are the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yes, the men that you see on the streets with them beards, dressed in those what people call tablecloth, mocking and all of that stuff. Those are the men that are teaching the truth. You understand? That is why this deliverance, is gonna throw off a lot of people, because who they're expecting to be on those chariots is not gonna be who they think. But anyways, let's just continue. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, This was he whom we had sometimes in derision. See that? And a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. And that's exactly how they look at us, when we're prophesying out there in the streets. You know what I mean? They see us as doing something that's pointless. A lot of women, when they walk past at times, they like to talk about we should go and get women, we should go and find jobs, not knowing that brothers are working class men. They have all of the Worse shit to say. You understand me? I say, how is he numbered among the children of the power of the living power, Yahweh, right? Bahashim Yahushai, and his lot is among the saints. They're gonna be very surprised. Lord willing, we are the men who are prophesying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Lord willing, we are those men. A lot of people are gonna be surprised. A lot of nuts are gonna be crushed, because these people are going to find out that there are no fiery horses, no fiery four-leg horses is going to be coming down taking up people. No. These chariots are the UFOs, what people call UFOs at least, but they want to believe that or not. These so-called UFOs are people are seen popping up all over the world, all over the skies, cruising, whether they hovering, and then flying off, or whether they are appearing or disappearing, defying physics. These are the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, with the angels. The angels are flying them. You know what I mean? Zechariah 5 refer to it as, the flying roll. See? These scriptures are very deep. You understand? A so-called Christian-minded individual cannot understand the scripture. The average Jake, the average nigga out there can't understand the scripture. You see me? Because it wasn't given unto them. Zechariah 5 verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. You see that? That's a chariot. You know what I mean? You can receive it through the Spirit. And scientists came out saying the other day that those chariots, based on the way it's maneuvering, are way more advanced than anything that we have on Earth. We don't need them to tell us that. We already know. Chariots have been around since the beginning of time. So these chariots are confusing to people. It's causing a lot of confusion among people, and it's a terror to the world armies. Because I saw a video some time ago where was it Iraq? I believe it was Iran, trying to shoot down a chariot, and the chariot was just flying through the bullets and tying with them. I was in awe. I will never forget that, because it was really beautiful to watch. The angels are tying with them, and they were shooting at it. At one point in time, some of the bullets even caught it, and they bounced right off. You know what I mean? I even saw a video some time ago. I don't have the video in my phone anymore, but I saw a video some time ago with a chemtrail was in the sky, and a chariot flew right into the chemtrail. And the spot where the chariot was, the chemtrail, that spot just completely, just disintegrated. You understand? The chariot literally absorbed it, or whatever it did. You know what I mean? Yeah, so these things are, terrifying the earth, and terrorizing the earth, and, people are fascinated. You know what I mean? But hey, we know that there's a sweet redemption attached to these chariots. All the people who are in the know, we know that there's a very sweet redemption coming to those who are of the elect, and only the elect will be taken up into these chariots, and that's only gonna happen once. For that stupid, what they call it, pre-rapture doctrine. That's madness. Yahweh Shai is not coming twice. Salvation is not gonna happen twice. It's only gonna happen once, right? Alright, so this is book of Mark chapter 13 verse 23. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. But in those days after that tribulation, you see that, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. Yeah. Oh no, the moon's gonna be darkened because of the nuclear war that's gonna break out on Earth. There's gonna be a lot of smoke, a lot of thick, heavy smoke, and it's gonna block out the moon. It's gonna block out the sun. You know what I mean? The stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. The stars, referring to them nuclear missiles. You understand? Yahushua was speaking in dark saying, right? Let's see. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in great clouds with great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the outermost part of heaven. You see that? And it's going to happen once. See? Once. So, and this is going to happen because the earth's dwelling will not be safe. It's not going to be safe because of them nuclear missiles that will be flying, right? So, Lord willing, we have the elect. We're going to be off the planet, looking down. And there's a big misconception concerning the Lord's return and what will transpire. You know what I mean? This is why we need the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, starting from the elder apostles on down, to teach the truth, to correctly divide the word. You understand? Alright, so this is going to be the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, reading from verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, which are dead, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushai, that's the true name that's supposed to be there, died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushai will Yahweh bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahushai HaMashiach, because as who's coming back, the Lord's going to send his son, shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in HaMashiach shall rise first. The dead in HaMashiach shall rise first. You see that? Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, right, in the chariots, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. You see that? Ever be with the Lord. Now Christians read that and say that and think that it means that we're going to be in the sky forever and ever. We're going to be in the heavenly realm forever after this. No, it's not what it means. Because if that was what it meant, how would the saints take the kingdom? The scripture said the saints shall take the kingdom, right? How would the saints take the kingdom and rule over the heathen, right? How would our children play with dangerous animals, as the scripture prophesied that, kids are going to be playing with poisonous snakes and dangerous animals in the kingdom? When would that happen then? You know what I mean? Who's Yahushua going to rule over? Come on. So that just means that we will never be apart from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's all it means. See, so shall we ever be with the Lord. We'll never be apart from Yahushai again. We'll never be apart from our power again. You know what I mean? Even if we are in the chariots for a period of time, it will not be forever. It doesn't match up with biblical prophecy. You understand? Those saved will be able to behold the destruction from on high. They'll be able to look down on the destruction. You understand what I say? Let's see. You know where I'm heading. Revelation 15:4. I'll wrap this up soon. Phone don't have much space. Alright. Revelation 15 verse 4. Who shall not fear thee, O power, and glorify thy name? For thou art holy, for thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. You see that? All nations shall come and worship. That's very key thing to understand. Well, let me start from verse 1. Because this is the point that I want to make. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up with the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh. So you see, that just represents the elect in the chariots looking down. They're high above the firmament. The apostles brought this down, right? Sea of glass mingled with fire. That's the view. Because remember, John the Revelator is writing to the best of his ability with an ancient mind. We have to understand that. So what he's seeing in the vision is what perceived to be a glass mingled with fire, which the elect are in the firmament looking down, high above the firmament looking down on the destruction, because that is what it looked like to John the Revelator, glass mingled with fire, because that's how tremendously terrifying the destruction is going to be, how vast and how destructive it's going to be. The elements are going to be melted with fervent heat. That's why it looked like a sea of glass, mingled with fire. You know what I mean? Verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Yeah. So yeah, man. And then again, we can get the last precept and then I wrap up. You know, don't want the video to stop because of the space issue. Alright, Proverbs 11:6. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but the transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. You see that? The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them. And ultimately, we can never be all righteous. It's not possible. So that righteousness is going to be because of the excellency of Yahushua, his perfect sacrifice, that enabled, the possibility of an elect even being there. Being redeemed. You understand? Yeah, we know the Lord chose to elect from the foundation of the earth. But Yahweh's blood, that sacrifice, him being the ultimate lamb, that's what deemed the elect as righteous. Because none of us are truly righteous. We can't be. It's not possible. But we will be all righteous in the kingdom. So at the end of the day, we don't have to do too much talking with Jake and the naysayers. Because this only ends two ways for the Israelites. Salvation or death by pain. So with that, pray not to miss the chariots. Pray for yourselves, pray for your brothers. Lord willing, pray for the elect. Lord willing, let's was edifying. Shalom.